Key point 1. Say goodbye to procrastination. Have you ever had a big project or a task you knew was important, but instead of starting it, you found yourself watching TV or mindlessly scrolling through your phone? That's procrastination. It's the art of putting off necessary tasks to do more immediately gratifying activities. Sometimes it feels easier to do something tomorrow, but when tomorrow comes, the task gets pushed to the next day and the cycle continues. Procrastination makes easy things hard and hard things harder. Besides procrastinating, many other unproductive habits can sneak up on you and become part of your routine without you knowing it. These habits break your concentration and interfere with your ability to focus on more demanding tasks. It's common to fall into these habits without noticing, but don't worry. It's possible to break free from them and start making better choices. In this summary, let's examine methods to overcome procrastination, expand your comfort zone, and break free from unproductive habits by creating a supportive working environment for yourself. Get ready to learn how to start with a tiny change and keep building from there. The possibilities will be endless. Let's roll. Key point 2. Own your life. When you put an activity on hold because it didn't go well or doesn't seem promising, you often try to find a reasonable justification. This justification provides comfort, making it feel like it wasn't your fault you couldn't accomplish the task. While you might feel good temporarily, excuses for delaying essential activities in your work or personal life aren't beneficial in the long run. Imagine a student who relies on an artificial intelligence model to finish assignments quickly. They procrastinate, assuming all will be well. With just an hour left before a crucial submission, the AI suddenly goes down. Unable to complete the task manually quickly, the student misses the deadline and loses a chance at an A. Had the student started days or even hours earlier, they would have avoided such a situation. It is a simple example, but things like this happen daily and can affect you drastically when they add up. Stop postponing essential projects to have fun. Work now, play later. Harsh as it may sound, laziness is one of the root causes of procrastination. When laziness sets in, you begin to tell yourself things like, "I'm tired. This thing is messed up. I can finish it tomorrow, and it's my business, and I can do it whenever I want." At face value, your excuses for postponing tasks may sound reasonable, but always consider the consequences before you act. If working an extra hour or two will free up more time to finish other stuff tomorrow, consider doing so. But if your project makes you feel genuinely drained, don't keep working because you want to be productive. Take a break and then get back to the task. Productivity isn't about overworking yourself. While there's no strict rule for every situation, it's crucial to hold yourself accountable and strive to make the best decision for each moment. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Abraham Lincoln. Key point 3. Fight procrastination with productivity streaks. Procrastination has been around since the beginning of time. Even historical figures such as Leonardo da Vinci, Herodotus, and Eleanor Roosevelt have quotes about how procrastination destroys productivity. So, it's not a product of the social media generation. If you had to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, how often do you think you procrastinate? If you answered 1 or 2, that's great. And even if you think you procrastinate a lot, don't panic. Instead of worrying about how you have been wasting time, try changing things up by doing the exact opposite. The first step is to decide on the essential tasks you must perform daily, weekly, monthly, and annually. Then estimate how much time each activity should take. For example, imagine you work a 9-to-5 job and enroll in a new course. You constantly feel stressed due to work, commuting, and daily activities, so you've barely made progress on your course. To address this, decide how much time you need to complete the course and when you want to finish it. If it's a 40-hour video course and you plan to complete it in 2 months, that's around 8 hours weekly. Next, check your current habits. What activities can you substitute for the course? If you watch 2 movies every week, you could cut that down to once per week and dedicate the extra time to your course. As a final step, journal how you spend each day and week. It can help you identify your time-consuming activities and track your performance. Journaling helps you think more clearly and establish correct priorities. Try not to beat yourself up when you don't meet your targets. It's unlikely that your productivity will go from 0 to 100 in just a few days. But you'll get better with time by regularly tracking your time, cutting down on distractions, and spotting where you're making mistakes. Key point 4. Remove distractions. The latest technological gadgets are great because they make life easier. Thanks to smartphones and computers, even those thousands of miles apart can communicate regularly. For example, students can take courses online, professionals have more career growth opportunities, and businesses flourish globally because of this connectivity. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. But like everything, technology also has its downsides. For example, many people can't imagine going an hour without checking their phones. This constant interaction with the web and smartphones reduces people's attention spans, making it difficult to concentrate on essential tasks for long. Is your phone reducing your productivity? Here are some ways to address this issue. Turn off messages, calls, and notifications from social media apps when working. Most devices have a focus mode option that allows you to do this with one click. Remove yourself from chat groups that create unnecessary distractions and don't add to your life. Consider getting work phones and laptops. These devices should strictly have only the apps you need for work. That way you can encourage yourself to focus and easily differentiate between work hours and personal time. Set clear boundaries in all areas of your life to ensure productivity and peace of mind. Now that you know how to remove distractions from your tech devices, what steps can you take to ensure maximum productivity? Here are a few tips. Cut down on small talk, especially when working on a difficult task. If you allow yourself to get distracted, it can take a few extra minutes to regain focus. Set specific times of day or week to check your work emails. Constantly checking which client has replied can steal valuable work time. Take a few minutes from work to stretch, rather than randomly open your phone for messages and notifications. Use those small breaks to walk around or have a coffee. Declutter your environment. It can be challenging to work effectively when your table is a mess. Do one thing at a time. Trying to multitask can cause you to spend more time than necessary on the tasks at hand. Did you know? According to a Times Magazine poll, 84% of people worldwide said they couldn't go a single day without their phone in their hand. Key point 5. Take time off work. What's the best thing to do when you feel overwhelmed but still have lots of work on your plate? Some people try to keep working, hoping to finish before resting. But this approach can be counterproductive. Everyone has a productivity limit. Exceeding it can mean giving the task less than your best. It's not a good idea to keep working when you can't give the job your full attention. Try to take breaks. This can be anything from a few minutes to several weeks off, depending on your situation. Breaks give you time to reflect on your work. You'll see mistakes you're making that you wouldn't have noticed otherwise, and you'll also come up with fresh ideas for improving your work. Take care of your life by focusing on what works well and fixing what needs attention. Here is a simple guide to taking breaks. Use productivity apps or alarms to set up interval breaks. Aim for one primary task between each interval. Do not skip your breaks. Avoid opening your email or social media accounts during the breaks. You might stay longer on the break when you do so. If you have extended breaks, days or weeks, use the time to enjoy art or start a new hobby. If you're unsure about how many breaks you should take throughout the day, the Pomodoro technique might help. It's a time management method developed by productivity expert Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. The technique involves breaking the task into 25-minute blocks, called Pomodoros, and taking 5-minute breaks every 25 minutes. After 4 Pomodoros, take a more extended break of 20 to 30 minutes. You can also search your app store for Pomodoro apps. With their help, you can automate your working hours and breaks, ensuring you don't have to track anything manually. Very little is needed to make a happy living. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Darius Foreau. Key point 6. Accept the uncertainties of life. Most people desire to succeed in an extensive career, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be great. However, this burning desire can easily make you think the worst of yourself when things aren't going your way. It's essential to find a balance. Life won't always unfold precisely how you imagined, and this reality applies to everyone, as nobody has it all figured out. Protect your mental health and strive to live your best life. If one door closes, look for another and see if things work out. Uncertainties are a part of life. You can't avoid them. Instead, try to ensure they don't leave you trapped. Are you considering a career leap but don't know if it will work out? Since you most likely can't predict the future, finding a situation with zero risk is almost impossible. It's just a matter of making sure the leap is what you truly want and then preparing yourself to take it. For instance, if your next step is to start a business, consider saving an emergency fund that will last at least 6 months before you quit your job. Alternatively, you could run the venture on the side and resign when it pays what you're comfortable with. Will that endeavor succeed in the future? There's no way to know. But by embracing uncertainty and taking risks, you will be significantly rewarded when the business thrives. Plus, you'll be happy knowing you're doing what you love. When making a career change, give yourself a soft landing by building on existing skills. Many people believe they must leave their surroundings to find solutions and figure out what they want for their lives. However, Darius Foreau asserts you don't have to leave your comfort zone to do amazing things. You might be more productive when surrounded by the people and things you love: family, friends, music, and neighborhood. In other words, ensure you're not mindlessly following mainstream advice. Do what works for you, whether that's changing your physical location or starting a different project in the same environment. Conclusion. Productivity is a vital key to unlocking career opportunities. Completing your tasks on time and crushing your primary goals will give you more time to process new ideas and progress quickly. However, it's also crucial that you learn to rest. Don't just take the 5-minute Pomodoro breaks. Try to give yourself full rest days or weeks. For instance, this might mean taking advantage of your company holidays, requesting time off, or setting aside a day each month when you don't do anything career-related and just relax. Take your life into your own hands. Try this. Deprive yourself of your phone at work for a day and see how productive you can be without it. Start each workday with the tasks you desire to achieve and eliminate distractions while working. Document how you spend your work time over a month. Identify trends and opportunities for change.